The views, opinions, and wild ramblings expressed on this podcast are strictly those of our hosts and do not reflect the thoughts, values, or overly serious policies of their employers, sponsors, advertisers, or anyone with a legal team. All scenarios we discuss are based on past experiences, most of which we barely survived, and have nothing to do with any of our current jobs or employers. Basically, don't sue us. We're just here for the laughs, not the lawsuits.
Welcome to the Four Friends Trying to Figure Out HR, the podcast where we blend workplace drama, HR nightmares, and a way too much oversharing into one wildly inappropriate package.
Your hosts, they're a real dream team. First, we have Mama Mel, the HR queen with a knack for keeping it real and breaking the rules when nobody's looking.
Heavy on the no one's looking.
Next, we have Dr. Green, the one with all the fancy-ass degrees and the questionable sense of humor.
E equals MC squared.
Such a nerd. I'm the big Llama. I come for the big laughs, the bigger opinions, and absolutely zero filter, because I don't even know what that word means. And last but not least, we've got Jake from HR. He's not wearing any khakis, and it's questionable if he's even wearing pants, but he is here to ensure that we're breaking HR guidelines just for fun.
I'm always here to judge.
So buckle up, grab your handbook, maybe a cocktail, and join us as we figure out HR one awkward scenario at a time.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Just Four Friends Trying to Figure Out HR podcast. You'll notice if you're on the video that we are minus one friend. So we want to change the title of the podcast just because we are down one friend. But yeah, Just Four Friends Trying to Figure Out HR, your HR podcast. Today we have Dr. Green, the man of mystery, Jake from HR, and myself, the big Llama. Mama Mel is still on her much-deserved maternity break. And Holly Resources was one and done. So I don't know.
Don't say that. I just didn't ask anybody.
Oh, okay. We get a substitute for this one. But if you missed last week's episode, Holly Resources filled in. Was a fun episode, a long episode. As I was editing, it was like an hour and like 40 minutes. It's like a movie. So we had a good time. So hopefully you guys did too. Before we get on our topic, again, I just bought some merch. So you're going to see me wearing the merch. I bought my I Love HR hoodie. So that'll be on hopefully by next week's episode. You can also get a hoodie for your favorite HR panel member.
That's right, Dr. Green.
You can get the Dr. Green, the PhD a hoodie. You can get the Jake from HR hoodie, the Big Llama, or Mama Mel. So and we have other options in our merch store. Links are in the description. All right. So disclaimer about tonight's episode. Disclaimer from me. I just recently attended an HR conference and some training. So we're going to talk about some of those things. But I want to say something very, very clear because I did make some new friends, which is rare for me. I usually don't make any friends. But if anyone from that conference is listening, I'm not shitting on your conference. Not at all. There are observations that I made at the conference that I wanted you to get your input on and your feedback. Yes, Dr. Green.
I just want to make sure that you're not going to go and make those friends and then go make another podcast. I just want to make sure.
No.
We are your own.
Yeah, well, you're my only friends.
Can you imagine? You wake up one day and find out he has a whole nother podcast in another state.
It's like it's a second family. He flew his second family, and like the next podcast is his second family. And we're like, yo.
Well, but
no,
a good call out though, since we're going to be talking about conferences as well as I'm sure this conference was not your first, and I'm sure it dredged up a lot of memories from previous conferences.
For sure. Yeah, and that's the thing is like I was thinking about our show, and as I was sitting in the conference, I literally started just doodling topics and things from the conference. I was like, I want to talk to these guys about it. I want to see what their thoughts are, if they have the same experiences that I have at conferences. So that's our topic. We're gonna talk about that. So to think of your craziest conference experiences, the good, the bad, the ugly. But I will say it was for me, the conference I went to recently was very informative, very good. So very interesting. So I got something out of it. But there are obviously conferences that we go to that we see certain things. And first of all, there's a new phenomenon that I realized that I made fun of at first, but then I was doing it myself. It is taking pictures with your phone of the slides from the presenter. I've never experienced, like, up until this point, never seen that. But people were doing it like often, and I was like, "What the?" It's like taking a picture of your kids at a recital at a school or something. I don't know. They'd stand up, they take the picture, they'd be in your way, and then some people had iPads and giant laptops. They would lift up the laptop, take the picture, and bring it back down. Whatever happened to just taking notes or getting the slides sent to you? I don't know. Have you guys seen this before? And I started doing it myself. Towards the end, I was like, "Oh, that's a pretty good one." And I started taking pictures. Holy shit! I've been infected.
No, I've never done that. I'll tell you why. Because usually when I have that AI recorder, it just records the it makes my life easier. So we don't have any what do you call that? What do you call that when you get money from that's not our advertisement, is not AI. So please feel free to ask us to do it. We'd be glad to bring that in. AI recording for your conference.
Oh, Jesus. No, we talked about AI in the conference, which was pretty good. But have you done that? Have you ever taken a picture of like a slide or?
I have. I've seen it and I've done it. And in my defense, I have a terrible short-term memory. You would have thought that I would have been a very adventurous person at a young age, but I didn't dabble in all that, but my brain thinks I did. So if I see a slide that I would love to reference that has a lot of information or some bulletin points that I want to go back and refer to later, I will take a picture like there's no tomorrow. Now, if they say we're going to send this slide out or the slide PowerPoint presentation is available to you via this link later on at the end of the conference, then no, I'm not going to take pictures of it if I can go and access it. But if they don't say it and you don't know if you're going to have access to it, then absolutely, I get it. I understand it. And not all of us have a PhD and can recall things that happened when we were 2 years old.
No, I just, like I said, I hadn't up to this point hadn't seen it in a conference, and then I saw almost everybody doing it, and at first I was clowning it. I was like, "Yeah, what are you doing? You didn't take these pictures." And then I started doing it. And I go, I get it now. I understand it. Like, and what I was doing is actually, so I went with another HR coworker, and we broke off into different classes. So if I saw something like, "Oh, this was pretty interesting," I took the picture, sent it, and said, "Hey, check this out." So I was like, "Oh, it's useful. It it makes sense." So what I had started to make fun of, I adapted really, really quickly. So
you adapted and overcame and became.
You know what? You made a comment. I want to call something out. You've never seen it until now.
Right.
And I think it's because 10, 15 years ago, maybe even, I'm going to say even 5 years ago, people were very discreet about doing it. They didn't want to get caught. They didn't want to be seen, whether it was fear of infringement or, they want to be judged. Now with all the technology and the resources that are available, people are not shining more. Plus you have new generations that are in the workforce now. Obviously some of the older generations are still using their laptops to take pictures.
Yes.
But you have a cell phone, and then of course they have the new glasses now where you can simply just take screenshots from your eyewear, so you don't even have to use a phone anymore.
Yeah. I mean, So, Dr. Green, you're frowning upon this. You don't like this practice.
I guess in so many ways, I guess it depends on the audience, number one, but two, it also depends on the presenter. I'm a happy-go-lucky kind of presenter. I make the training fun and exciting and all that good stuff. So naturally, you probably see people up in everybody's business, taking pictures of my slides and all that good stuff. But then if you have somebody who's just calm, timid, you probably have a lot less people, but that's just in general. But I still think that you should show respect, but know your audience. So that's my advice on that. And who the heck picks up their laptop to take a picture? You got a phone. You have an iPad.
Did they have a flip around camera, or were they literally turning the laptop around?
No. I think a couple of them had. So it's like a hybrid laptop tablet. So they're lifting up their keyboard and everything, and the button and bringing it down.
iPad laptops, kind of
like iPad, Surface Pros, stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay,
but it was just interesting because they brought they bring up their entire everything on their desk. They lift it up.
You know what? I want to be the devil's advocate for what Dr. Green said, because I do agree you need to have. I know but I agree with you though. You need to have a level of respect for the presenter themselves as well as the audience that's sitting around you, because I have sat behind people that have no couth and they're like waving stuff, and I'm like over here like I look like I'm playing darts over here, like I'm dodgeball or something, like I'm trying to like see the screen before it changes over so I can actually read it. But the presenters, especially this day and age, needs to think ahead of their audience. Like, you're presenting this great information. Why would you not make it available to them? Why would you not tell them at the beginning, hey, heads up, there's going to be a link, or I'm going to send this out to everyone that's registered. So don't worry about taking pictures or notes. I want your full attention today, and you will get this at the end. Like, make it to where, those people that have anxiety or worry about forgetting what's on the screen be able to relax and actually pay attention, because they know they can go back and reference it later. So to me, that's a little bit, it's a 50-50 on the presenter.
Yeah. I mean, again, a lot of them did say you're going to get a copy of it, whatever, but it was kind of like but it was the same, not the same people, but it was like the same slides garnered that same attention, right? So like a slide came up there with a nice diagram, table, steps, actions, and they were like, oh, capture it and go. So where my head went naturally was like, so what are the rules of etiquette on this? Like you were saying, like, do I stand up? Can I move over to the right? Like, I was in the back. I don't like sitting in the front. Although I did wind up sitting in the front.
So you sit on the back of the bus?
Is that what he just don't want to admit it. He's a teacher's pet.
I sit in the back all the time, but then I for reasons I don't want to get into, I was late the next morning. Maybe a couple of Jameson and Gingers might have been involved.
Okay, I was like, what?
I was sort of late to the first session, and there was only a seat in the front, and I had to go sit in the front. So
self-punishment there, buddy.
You know what? If they said in the presentation that we're going to send this out to everyone, I think at this point, because some people don't have couth, I think the presenters need to start adding additional information, which is we're going to ask that y'all don't hold up your phones and take pictures. What are they doing? Are they like literally in the middle of the meeting, or at the end of that class, sending it to their HR team and saying, hey, get this out right away? Like, if they're going to send it to you, be respectful. And if I was presenting and I was going to send it out, I think that's one of my rules was I'm going to ask everyone, put your phones down. Put your phone under your seat, put it in your pocket, put your computers away. If you need to use any technology, I'm going to ask for y'all to step out to give your neighbors the respect due, and let them pay attention. Let them listen. Let them take in this information versus worrying about trying to capture it so you can use it in 30 seconds when you're going to get it at the end of the day or at the end of the week.
Right. Okay.
Show respect.
Some respect. Just put some respect on that
Yeah.
presentation.
Yeah, put some respect on that presentation.
I think presenters are so worried about offending their audience, and honestly, I get myself in trouble with being too blunt sometimes. But I think especially with these newer generations that don't have common sense. I'm sorry. I mean, it's the older generation too, but it's more population of the younger generations that you have to point blank tell them, do not do this. Do not say this. Do not act on this. Because if not, they're just going to do it. And it's like, okay, put your phones down, pay attention. I get it. You need to tweet this slide out to everybody before we get done. Calm down, take a breath.
Yeah,
pop a Valium. enjoy the presentation.
Well, speaking of presentations, a lot of them, and this is my segueing to my next topic, which is the QR code. The QR code is this is what I see with HR. We find a piece of technology, or like Canva, or like those warm-up games and those icebreakers. We will beat the brakes off those bitches. Like the second we get a new technology, we will just use it and abuse it until it's out of fashion, out of style, and then we find the new one to use and abuse. The new one is the fucking QR codes. There were QR codes for the presenters so that you can go sign up and get your names on their emails. There was QR code to sign in to get the app for the conference. There's a QR code to order your lunch. There's like everything was a freaking QR code, and I was like, well, goddamn, like I don't want to use my phone anymore. Like I was running out of battery, out of juice. One, from taking pictures, now two, from scanning every QR code that came up. So I think that's the newest thing is like, we love QR codes. Let's just put them on everything. So okay. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Got a question. I got a question first, because you said your phone's dying. Are you an Android user? Is that why?
No, I'm an Apple user.
What do you got? An Apple iPhone 5?
Look, we talk about calling people out. Yeah,
I got a Pro Max, 15 Pro Max, man.
I'm gonna need you to get an upgrade phone because your battery's not holding its life. But that's because I'm an advocate for iPhones here. Love it. Would love a sponsor. I don't know. I have mixed feelings about those, Big Llama. Part of me agrees with you. I think they're overdoing it in some aspect. So like today I went to my daughter's school. She starts middle school this year. And I walk in where I'm used to, like, here's the registration table. Go get your schedule. Here's the clubs. Go get information, get flyers. As soon as I walk in, what's the first thing that slaps you in the face? A QR code. Then we go to pick up the schedule. What's the first thing that slaps you in the face? A QR code. Then we go over to get the badge. What's the first thing slapping in the face? There's a QR code. I'm like, wow. I don't remember this being a thing last year. So apparently middle schools are getting into QR codes now. I don't know how I felt about it, but I took pictures of each one because when I get home, I can reference them later if needed. I don't have to hunt down this information. So I loved it, but I also felt like they kind of overdid it on a few more stations than what was required or needed.
I'm telling you, educators and education in general and HR are guilty of the same shit. We find a piece of technology, we will use it and abuse it. Dr. Green, your thoughts on any QR codes? Do you use them? Do you have any QR codes? Here we go.
I literally was talking about that today. I was literally talking about it. For those who have not looked at my LinkedIn, I took on a new position, and as this new position, I wanted to see where I could learn and also be more beneficial and insert my knowledge in my brain and soak it all in of what's going on. And benefits is a different beast where I work. And so I asked the question of, are y'all using this? Are you using flyers? Are you using are you even using QR codes? Like, that was the question. And they're like, yeah, we are. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. It's like the first thing I asked was like, "Are y'all even like? Are you? What's that saying? Like, are you even? Oh gosh, some popular saying, but in my way, I said, "Are you even using QR codes?" Like asking them like as if they were stupid, and I definitely did not mean it that way. But it was
being
like
rhetorical.
I guess so, because I can tell you that I used QR codes like it was going out of style because so many people were struggling with where's the benefit information? Where's the benefit information? If you can't find that thing that has a bunch of little squares inside of it, looking like a little digital hologram or something like that, then you need to get glasses. And so that's exactly why you need to go get your phone, take a picture of it so you can enroll into the vision program. But anyways, I say this, technology is still not where it is when you have people. And before you go into me, Jake, I know he's got something to say, but you still have that generation where they're no longer retiring at 62, 65, 68, so they're still not with the times. They still have that pull up that flip phone so fast. Like it's like, they're like, yeah, I'm going to call someone. No. And they don't understand that, smartphones are the wave of the future. And so they don't understand what a QR code is. We still have those problems. And it's not to hate on them or make them feel bad or shame them in any way whatsoever. It's just that hey, those QR codes are meant for those who are technologically savvy. We still have the forms, the old school way. And what I mean by old school way is you have to go type your name into it. You can't fill it out. You have to type your name into it. And I think some still struggle with that. So I think QR codes are beneficial. But yes, we use the ever-loving crap out of them. And I think we need to, you know what? Here's an idea, and y'all tell me if I'm right or wrong. You seen those little business cards where you tap it on the phone and boom, it transmits the information to the phone? That's how our benefits should be. I should be able to go tap it, boom, I'm there. Let me go ahead and roll in benefits. Like, y'all are going to use this later on. Watch. I'm going to find out.
I have a shameful admission, but I want to hear what Jake has to say first.
Go for it.
Well, I'm looking at my phone because I don't have the card tap. I have the phone tap. But no, I mean, like I said, QR codes are a love-hate relationship because if you think about how we did it 10, 20 years ago, filling out forms, having to collect, putting all that manual labor in coalescing everything on an Excel sheet or a Word document, it's very time consuming. So I understand the benefit from it. What I think is that we overkill it. We overuse it. Because like today when I was walking to school, they could have had one QR code. And that QR code could have went to every hyperlink to each station that we need access to. Why do I need a QR code for each individual station versus one code that gets me everything that I need? It's possible to put it all into one platform, accessible, and if you think about it, we talk about QR codes, but there's really no difference in QR codes and hyperlinks sending out emails and text messages. So we're not really doing anything we haven't already been doing for the last 10 years. We're just accessing it a different way and making it more mobile, which I like. We just have to make sure we're using it effectively, because some people, it's like, just stop yourself and say, how is this benefiting me? And how is this benefiting the person that's going to use it? Not just, what can I turn into a QR code? I'm going to have 75 QR codes in this building by the end of the week. It's like, no, what is the benefit of that? Is it going to save you labor? Is it going to make it more efficient for both you and the user? These are questions you have to ask yourself. And I think this is what pisses a lot of people off about QR codes, is the people that murder it aren't asking these vital questions. So no, I don't have anything to say against you, Dr. Green. I just had comments.
So I just realized that I have a big health fair event coming up next week, and I created a QR code for the sign-in. I just realized that I had done this already. Oh,
you know who's getting with the times, though?
I'm guilty.
The people that are getting with the times, and I'll admit this, churches.
Oh, don't that QR code to donate? Oh,
that's right.
No. They've gotten further. Which, yes, they do. They use the crap out of it too.
They take Venmo, Apple Pay. You name the pay app, they take
Cash
it.
app.
Look, cash me outside. How about that? But anyways, the church that I go to, I was like, they're always like, take the card, fill it out. Y'all.
Oh yeah. The new person
new
card.
Visitor card. And
yes,
I'm like, I didn't fill it out when I started church. I ain't going to fill it out today either, because it was like, get your little bitty pencil from the little pew, grab that little thing, and it's about 6 inches long, and you're like, right on this non-existent hard card stock that is like laminated, whatever.
And there's nowhere to write.
Everything's so small, the lines are not long enough, and you're like, but it has to fit in the pew in that little slot, and you put it there. And so, and I don't know if y'all tithing, that same tithing envelope has been used for the last 40 years. Just saying. Anyways, so the church I go to now is it's wonderful because it does cater towards a younger audience, and that's where that whole tap thing came from. That's what made me think about that, was because it says tap here, because it's basically just a quicker, easier way to, hey, I'm a visitor. Hey, I want to know what's going on. And it just blew my mind that at the church level, we're doing that. And I'm going, right. They said, forget QR codes. Let me go tap it.
That'll be the next thing.
I got a comment. I might get some hate on this comment, but since churches have digitized so much and have gone and advanced with technology, have y'all noticed that the group of ladies over 70 don't exist as much in the churches because they don't need them to put all that information together at the end of the day?
Oh, the poor old ladies.
No, I'm serious. Like, every church I used to attend throughout growing up, there would always be those older ladies. They're retired.
Yeah,
they can barely move. Their only job was
to
their only job was to take those cards and accumulate them into the master book and put everything together and do the work. It's kind of like Young Sheldon, that lady that smokes and coughs consistently in Young Sheldon. They all had that church lady, if not multiple of them. But as they've digitized, you don't see that anymore. Their staff is young generations or people that might be in their 30s.
Yeah. No, you know where they've moved to? The church security operations. Some guy that I could probably knock over with my elbow. He's got the earpiece and he's running security. He's running point on security. Anyway,
you joke, but I've seen churches that have security.
Absolutely. We have it. It's such a big church, but you tell me when you hear somebody on the little thing going, oh, grandma's got, oh, no, she's taking a run for it. She's running for it. Uh-oh. She's done stole the bulletins. Grab her.
Well, moving from QR codes and churches and tithing and old people providing security, no good way to segue into this next observation. The Stanley Cup, the Stanleys have become a status symbol, obviously, of anybody, but in a conference, you could look up and down the rows and see the tables that have all of the Stanleys that they brought in. Everyone's got one. Yeah, no, and I didn't have one. I had the plastic water bottle. I have this. I bring this with me, and I put it down, and then I look straight down the aisle. And everyone's got either a Stanley-like cup, whatever. Whether you have a Stanley or not, I don't give a shit. I'm just saying.
Knockoff. We call it a Nanley.
A Manly?
A Nanley. Knockoff.
Oh, knockoff Stanley. Is that what you think?
Knockoff Stanley.
But they're all the same. It's like 32 ounces of water it holds. It's got a big ginormous straw, and they're on the edge of the desk. Like, are we all drinking that much water? First of all, and is it the status symbol? I don't know. Let me bring it to you. I saw it, and I called it the Stanley Cup catwalk, because if you walk up, you see it.
Whoever invented Stanleys should be in the same bucket with pharmaceutical companies. Because they take product that costs dollars, if not cents, and then charge you 1,000 times more for it than what it's worth. And don't get me wrong, I love me a Stanley Cup. That little mother effer will hold ice and keep your drinks cold or hot for days. A true Stanley.
Yes.
I love Stanley Cups, but they're so expensive. And it's now become all the rage with people carrying them, with people selling them, with, making it a gift to raffle. I think it's vastly overrated because, first of all, Stanley Cups were, in my opinion, primarily designed for cold drinks, even though they work well with hot drinks. But why? Why? I need to know, what cult am I missing that I didn't join that made this so amazing? Because I can live without my Stanley. I'm okay with that. I can do a plastic cup from 7-Eleven. I will survive. But then you have those people, and they will die without their Stanley. They got to have it in that HR conference, or they can't make it. And I'm like, where's this cult? I think it was at your conference.
It's because in their Stanley Cup, they really have a vodka and ice inside of it. So
you know what? I would respect them more. I would respect them more if I knew that was what was in there, but I know it wasn't. It was their green lattes.
Well, I mean, listen, I don't know what's in their cups, and I can't judge people for what's in their cups. But at the conference, at the pool, everywhere I went, Stanleys. Everyone had one. Kids had them. Little kids had them. I'm like, what are you doing? This cup is bigger than you. And they had them walking around. So I sound like an old man when I say these, but these are my observations. I'm sitting in the back. I'm listening to this speaker. Maybe it's a topic I already know about. And I started writing down. I was like, why has everyone got a Stanley? Like my brain went there. And so.
You know what would make it better, though? If it was a Stanley with a QR code on the side.
You know what? I bet you anything it exists.
I bet you it does. Absolutely.
I know it does.
But can I segue further into your thoughts? Because
sure.
I went to this conference and it was a lot of more HR psychology kind of stuff. And I loved it. The sessions lasted for like 15 minutes. You got a 30-minute break, 15. It was so great. I loved it. And free food. Remember, HR people do like to eat food. We do get hungry. We just forget to eat because we're dealing with all the problems of the world. But anyways, outside of that, I remember looking down 4 or 5 rows of black curtained, black tabled skirts. Everything was black.
Yes.
And then you had their big old people who the companies had their big old signs hanging from like this pole that looks like a shower curtain rod that's barely hanging on. And I see, for example, companies like UKG, Salt. Salt is another one. That's an interesting one. He's the guy who created
Paycor.
No, it's where they pay you ahead of time. You can get money ahead of time.
There's a few of those.
This one's called Something Pay or Pay Something. And anyway, it's green.
Daily Pay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Daily Pay. He created another company called Salt, and it's basically a points recognition reward program kind of thing. But anyways, and you see an arm with salt coming off of his sign. It was just really weird. And so they have all this stuff, and they put me in this group to go, oh, you need to go see this person due to like, because you said that you'd be interested in this. So they team you up with all these other vendors. It's not you go down the hall to see all these vendors. It's you go to this one, you go to this one. And so honestly, the cool part about it was yes, and it was kind of cool and kind of not, just for the pure fact of because I couldn't go to the UKG table and get me a freaking power bank that they had over there because I didn't go and say I wanted a payroll system. So like I was very disappointed because some of them spend good money on things. Stanley's, yes, or Nanleys or Fanleys, whatever you want to call them, all the knockoffs. I'm tired of getting those, and I'm tired of shipping them home. And it's a waste of my suitcase space now. But I do love the ones who take the extra. Like, what do people really need? I needed that power bank because just like you needed the power bank, your phone was dying, and so I was like, this thing's about this long and about this thick. It was perfect, and it was just wonderful, and it charged my whole phone, so it was fantastic. But things like that.
But that's actually my next topic, which is the swag from the vendors. Like, yes. What? Because you go from the Stanleys and they give them away, right? And sometimes everyone brings one, but like you've got this in all these conferences, you have this wall of vendors, and they're bringing all their swag. So I want to ask you guys, what's the good shit? What's the good swag that you're like, yes, we got to get that? And what's the shitty, keep that shit at home swag that's just going to go in a bag and just end up in a closet somewhere in HR? So I'll start. There was this one group who did. I'm not going to advertise for them because they're not sponsoring the show, but they're like a print company that would like print your logos and stuff on different types of things. So like they were selling that. Their swag, they were giving away company, like your company logo and your company color, Nikes. If you win, if you like put your card in there, I was like, that's the fucking ultimate. Like a shoe guy, awesome. Like I can get some dunks in the colors of my company with their logo. Fuck, I'm rocking those tomorrow if I can win. So I thought that was one of like the most genius. It wasn't swag that I got, obviously. You have to win it, but that to me was like, like word got around. People were like, "Hey, did you put your card in? Did you put your business card in?" Because they're giving away these Nikes. I'm like, who's giving away Nikes with the company logo? I want them. Boom, where am I at? But all right, so other than that, like what's the good swag that you want every time, and what's the shitty swag that you say just keep that shit at home?
Oh, okay. This one's easy. Don't give me lanyards. I have no reason for your damn lanyard. Okay, right? I just don't need that. And then cards. Don't give me cards. Like business cards, and they think they're making the best goodie bag in the world. They're making the crappiest goodie bag, if you want to call it that. Even a goodie. I'm going to call it a. Never mind. I just talked about church. I probably shouldn't say curse words, but you get my point. Like this pens in there and like a business card and a lanyard, and I'm going. At what point do I need to use your lanyard? I don't want.
Here's one that goes with your lanyard: koozies.
Oh, I hate koozies.
Am I drinking a beer at work? Why are you giving me a koozie?
They're like, nah, go get your Diet Coke.
I'm like, I'm sorry. The koozies,
that is
the only people that are going to use those koozies are the alcoholics that are going to throw it in their drawer and they're going to need it for their Bud Light at the end of the day.
I like that. That's a great point. And then the ones who think they're going to get the bottle koozies, those are really, really useless because I don't drink glass bottles. Like, I don't drink out of that. Come on.
Respectable.
Here's another one. The bags that are the same quality as what you get at like your local Walmart.
Like the one I used to check out with?
Like you put your pins in it and your pins pierce the bag.
Oh, you're talking about like that mesh crap.
Yes.
Oh,
like
man.
Don't get me wrong. Those the ones with the straps on it that you can kind of wear on your back, the good quality one, not the cheap ones. Those I will use for work. I will throw them on my kids. You'll get free advertisement in all my schools. Those will get around. But those cheap ones, I need to make sure my kids' stuff ain't gonna fall out of it when they're walking down the hall.
No, I'm with you on the bags. I what I could do without is another squishy stress ball.
We're all stressed. Do you think you know what? I walk down the aisle of these vendors and I now have 10 stress balls. Look, life is stressful, but I can't carry that many to squeeze.
I don't think the inventor of the squish ball or the manufacturing company has realized that they have already been replaced with fidget spinners, which are better.
I have enjoyed a fidget spinner from a vendor.
Yes.
That has been pretty interesting. And then the ones who are really creative are the ones who fidget cube, where like it flips this way and flips that way, and it's a big old thing. But that's the good company who is like, I'm gonna think about the HR guy who's just like fidget spinner because he's about to punch the employee in front of him, kind of thing.
Yeah, but you have to think about swag. I know we're covering the different types of swag, but before we get further into it, think about like you said all the time, Big Llama, know your audience.
Uh-huh.
If you're gonna give, stress balls or candy or logoed snacks, they're not gonna get around to anyone other than the person who's holding it in their hand. That is terrible marketing. You want things like good quality water bottles that are going to sit on someone's desk that gets visitors in their office and sees your logos. Good backpacks that are going to get carried around out in the public, or handbags that'll get reused maybe when you're at the grocery store or traveling, between job sites if you work over multiple locations. Battery packs that people constantly have their phones out with the battery pack has a logo on it, and anyone that works in HR or a leadership position always has their phone downwards so that people don't see their screens for confidentiality reasons. So the battery pack's going to be on the top, especially MagSafe battery packs, because a lot of people use MagSafe covers now. You want to give out products at these conferences that are going to get around and visually seen as much as possible beyond the person that you're giving it to. And those that don't, those are the crappy swag gifts. Those earbuds with a little EB logo on the earbud. What is that going to do? I might hold that and give that to my 6-year-old because they can't take care of headphones. So I'll let them ruin those.
Yeah.
You know what? And I'm glad you were talking because it gave me a few more swag gifts that I just think are absolutely dumb. Don't give me a keychain. I'm not putting on my damn key.
Yes.
I'm just not doing it. And then I might, I might steal the silver. I'll steal the silver ring off of it and put it because I
right.
Need more
you use it with regular keys. Yeah.
Yeah. But flashlight. I don't need your damn flashlight. Your little thing that's like a little bitty plastic. I mean, I'm not talking about like the circular plastic, the flat plastic one where you have to push it hard, and I don't need that from you. And also your t-shirts. Your t-shirts are not of great quality, number one. You're getting the cheapest you can get, and it's not moisture wicking. I like moisture wicking. So come on. Don't give me this crappy shirt. So those are my other ones. Go ahead.
I'm gonna give away $1 million idea right now, just because I'm too poor to make it come to reality. Everyone knows with the AirTags, when you get close to someone else's AirTags, you get a prompt on your phone. If you opt in to get the prompt, of course, right?
Yeah.
What about a company logoed geotag that you have a partnership with Samsung or Apple to where if they get near someone's phone and they've opted in to get prompted saying, hey, you're near this tag that's being looked for, it can say, hey, this company so-and-so is sponsoring the location of this device.
Damn, that's genius.
You're getting
that out, man.
I mean, it's $1 million idea. Obviously, I think Apple should tap into it. And if y'all do, please hire me. But
we don't advertise for them.
No, I'm not advertising. I'm I love what I do and I love my company now, but I mean, come on, it's Apple. Who would say no to Apple?
Exactly.
I
still wear the Apple jacket I got from the last company.
But I was looking through as well, and just like some practical ideas. Someone put on here socks. Don't give me socks.
Actually, hold on. Don't be hating on the socks, man. And I mean,
they got to be good socks.
Quality socks.
Quality socks, yes.
Like Under Armour socks, the short version of socks, they make great socks. Give me those. Don't give me these long freaking 1990s tube socks that go all the way up to your freaking knees. No, I don't want that.
All right.
Here's something. One last one, and this one catches the younger audience. Portable light rings.
That's what I was talking about. That's what I was talking about. A while ago, it was like I couldn't remember the name of it, but it's a portable light ring, and it's dumb.
Yeah. Well, it's dumb to a certain generation, but to those that do a lot of selfies and TikTok videos, it's a good gift.
Not bad.
But it's one of those items that, once again, not anyone is going to see it as other than the person using it.
So I want to demonstrate to you both the most impressive piece of swag I've ever received and probably the most questionable as to why. This was a piece of swag that I received.
That is awesome.
I don't think that's questionable. I don't think it's questionable.
It's
depending on what it is, though. Rugged, forest.
Yes. You know? Yeah, I can murder someone with this thing. I got a knife from a vendor, and I don't even know how to close it. I'm going to close it on my hand, and all of a sudden I'll be bleeding all over the screen.
National news, then boom, the logo's there.
I think that's a great swag gift for first responders.
I mean, it's got the seatbelt clip here where it opens the seatbelt. But this knife is dangerous. Like don't give this away at work. It was in my inbox.
That's legit.
It is. I'm trying not to show the logo on the on the video here, but it's hard.
What about your biggest swag gift? Like, what's been the biggest swag gift that you've ever received? And I don't mean it could be monetarily, but I mean like physically big.
Shit. I got a Yeti cup. That's the most expensive one I've ever received.
That's pretty good.
Full size Mountain Dew reaching cooler.
Ooh.
Dang. Okay.
Like 4 feet high, round. The lid's plastic that lifts up. It's got the drain pipe in the back. Logoed Mountain Dew all the way around. That was the largest swag gift I ever got at a conference. And I put that in my rental car and drove that home.
Smart man, number one. That's pretty awesome that you got that. I was first thinking you were talking about like a Mountain Dew fridge. That's what I thought you were going. And you said the old school plastic lid. Like that's from like the 90s, baby. You pull it in and put your hand in there with all the ice and grab the drink out, shut the plastic lid.
I had that thing for like 10 years. It stayed in my garage. That was the best thing for parties.
He had vodka and ice in his cup.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think the biggest one I had was a cooler.
Yeah. So. I gotta say, I got a Yeti cup. That was great. And I actually walked out with 4 of them. So it was like the whole family. Well, after the event, there were boxes upon boxes, and they were like, take some home. So I took some Yeti cups home. So everyone in the family has a Yeti cup, but it's under the logo of whatever that company name is. So
I'm looking. Oh yeah, another useless one. I don't want your mug.
I don't
mugs,
cups.
Oh my no, tea bags. I had someone giving away tea bags and coffee bags that were logoed. I'm like, is this a hotel?
Oh, exactly. We're at a hotel that has these things for free, or for the most part.
I was sarcastic when I was at their table. I said, "Oh, where's the hot water?" They just looked at me. I said, "You're giving away tea bags and coffee. Where's the hot water?"
How about the plastic sunglasses?
No.
But they were a hit, though. They were a hit. Everyone wants them. Everyone wants them, but they never fit my fat ass head, so I never grabbed them.
You do got a big head.
Well, thank you. I think that is a compliment.
Yeah. Know your audience. Know your audience. That's all I can say.
One more that's really good is the charging stands. Charging stands.
Yeah.
Where you put Apple Watch on it and it has a logo right there. And then
yes.
Because
you'll use that. You'll use that over and over again.
We'll use the crap out of that, and you'll probably put it in your office. And that's what I did. But like, give me something good. Give me a grill set. Like, give me put your stuff on a grill set so I can use it. I mean, something that's useful. You know, like just a portable air conditioner. Put your logo on it. I'll take it.
Here's one of the stupidest ones I can think of that goes along with the freaking coffee bags. A refreezable ice pack.
Oh,
those are good.
I don't know because you know, and I don't mind saying it out loud. When doing the weight loss medication, they send you the ice packs, and I ended up, you know, by the time I got done, I had like 8 or 9 ice packs that had their logos on it, and I'm like going, I had to get rid of them. So like it was good for the moment, but you know, I have a 5-year-old who always gets hurt, but he likes the colorful ones. He likes the green one and the blue one.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It may be.
Listen, and never underestimate the candy that's given out in some of these stations.
Don't get me wrong. I think some of them are really good for attracting that one person, but you've got to make sure you have things available that are designed to get beyond them attraction. And I think another really good one that I don't see too often unless I'm at a really big conference is foldable chairs. I've seen those once.
Oh yeah, I've seen those.
Logo chairs that you can take to the beach, to like picnics, outings, and their logos.
Ones you put on your shoulder.
Mm-hmm. Those are really great because it's a lot of advertisement, especially in cities or locations that have a lot of public events.
The flattened ones, you're talking about like the ones that you can sit on like a stool kind of thing?
No, like full-fledged, like you spread it out. Well, to me, I've actually seen it like where they have the full back, the armrests.
Yep. And never underestimate a good umbrella. A good umbrella will, like, if you have a nice size umbrella, that's good swag.
Yeah, but be smart. Get the types of umbrella that can be used both in rain and sun.
Yeah, it's true.
Okay.
Because no one can see it in the rain.
Well, as a track parent, I use umbrellas throughout the summer. So
yeah, because you burn where you live. Yes. What about, and I don't know if you've ever seen this, I have glass sets that are engraved with the logo and all that stuff, like a wine glass, but like a whiskey glass. On it.
I think that's the biggest. But I think it's a waste of money for a conference. Those are good anniversary gifts, employee gifts. Those are the things that show your team that you care about them. Like, I mean, unless you just have that kind of budget. I mean, me over here, I don't have that $2.9 million budget to be buying stuff like that.
Or it's like if you're doing like a whiskey event or a tasting, you know, or you're hosting that, like that's cool. But like for a conference, nah.
No, not unless you're giving it to C-suite members that are going to have them in their office.
You know what? That's a good point. But give me the North Face jacket. Give me the Columbia jacket.
Okay, I'd take that. I would, and I'd wear it.
I would wear it. As long as it wasn't too like ridiculous, crazy, fat logo. You know, your logo's right here. Shoot. I'll wear it. I love it. It's a good jacket. And or even a good polo. Like polo or don't give me this like knockoff Walmart polo. I ain't wearing the itchy junk. But you know, kind of like the North Face.
We want polo, not YOLO.
Yeah. Or polo.
No, it's like I live on the Porter, so I went to the flea market and I bought a jacket. And at first glance, I thought it said Adidas. It just says Adidas. Not Adidas. Adidas.
You got that Adidas.
I got the Adidas on the border.
That's fun. That's funny.
All right, let's move from swag to the types of people that we see at conferences. So I'm going to rattle off a couple of them and see if anything gets you to cringe a little bit. The complainer, the one who is not doing a really good job of selling their company when they're using, the examples that they're asking them. There's that call and response, like, hey, how many of you guys are having a hard time with XYZ? And they just go on a rant about how terrible it is. Oh. There's the complainer. Then there is the HR look. You ever seen like just a prototypical HR person? They're prim and proper about everything, and they have their books, and they speak a certain way, and that they're not like that after hours. Because I see that in all conferences I go to.
At conferences, I have a personality.
Oh, you
have conference personality. Okay.
I have a conference personality, and it comes off as the HR person.
Okay, but you can't bring that anywhere else. Okay, all right.
Well, it's just like, okay, when you're at a conference, I get it. You're representing your company, right? Or your organization. Totally get it. So you should be on good behavior and represent them well. But like, you can't be like on all the time and be like this, especially in HR. Like the person who just doesn't get it, that no personality is HR is their entire it's their entire life. Their entire
they only have one demeanor.
Yeah, they are strictly an HR person from morning till night. Even in the bedroom, probably they're HR person. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Like, ma'am, this is a violation.
I need you to fill out an ID 10T before we do these acts, please.
We need a release of liability.
I need a non-disclosure agreement.
Yeah, like everything they do. You're like, okay, that person works for HR. Like,
oh God.
And then there's the opposite end of the spectrum. There is the I'm letting loose. It's a conference personality.
You can't believe that they even hold a job. I don't know why, but I feel like those are the people you spot right away. It's like,
yes, yeah.
Hello.
You were the substitute that was chosen for this because the person that was supposed to come couldn't come, right?
Look, you leave me and Kenny alone. we it's the time to just have fun, relax a little bit, take a nap in the conference room. Do what you gotta do. No, I'm just kidding. But no, for serious, I like to. Well, it's my personality to begin with, but I like to connect and talk to others, bring the light versus because there's a lot of HR people who are just so uptight, from HR, when they're at conferences. So for me, I'm like, hey, how's it going? Who do you work for? Oh, I work for so and so. That's awesome, great. You got any swag?
What do you got for me? What about the stalkers?
Oh no!
The vendors who just they don't take no for an answer, and God, like, you cringe when you see them coming towards you, because I've been at a conference before where like I'm walking by a table, they're calling me, I'm like, no thank you. I come back, they call me again, I'm like, no thank you. And it's like, they remember you. It's like, no, I know you said no, but come here. It's like, no thank you. You're sitting down having your free lunch they provide sometimes, and then they come up to your table trying to talk to you again while you're eating. It's like, dude, I'm trying to eat. And it's like, at that point, you're dodging them like a crazy ex at the conference.
Restraining order.
It's like, I want to file an HR complaint on this person.
Like, I can see that. I've had that a little bit when it's just like they truly want to accept the word no. And then finally I go, and I have to tell them, I have to give them reality, dose reality. I don't make the decisions on all these things. Exactly. I just bring back the cards and tell them, hey, here's what I saw. And that's it. Like, I'm not the CEO. I'm not the CFO. I'm not the CHRO. So I'm not making that decision. So, hey, look, get away. Go away.
You're nice because I did look at him on the third time saying, you know what? I was thinking about coming over there, but because you won't leave me alone, I'm not coming now.
No, I feel bad because a lot of times I'm not the decision maker, or I know what the answer will be to that question. Like, we just signed a contract with this new payroll company. There's no way I'm going to engage you, Mr. Payroll Company, in a discussion about what you could bring to our organization. So it's like, sometimes they got to read the room a little bit. And it's not that we don't want to talk to them, because there's plenty of people who want to talk. It's just sometimes it's just not for us to have that conversation. So that's another thing too, is like, match the vendor with the people who are there, right? Like, if you have a high level conference, C-suite type people, and you have senior level people, bring those heavy hitters that have software to sell and programs and things that can be implemented. But if you got, like, I'm not saying that my conference that I just went to was lower level, and I'm not saying that these people were there. I'm just saying in general, like, we're not going to be the overall decision makers. We're going to, so we were mostly public facing, like municipalities and stuff like that. So that goes through 17 layers of approval. So, like, you're selling these programs that are really nice to have to someone with a very limited budget. So it's kind of, just kind of feeling them out. But how about this? How about these are more people we see there. There's two. It's either a participant or a presenter that is way over the top, just hamming it up for the conference. Have you ever seen those types of people?
I feel like you can't have a conference without them. The presenter or the attendees that are just way too extra, way over the top. Like, they're on their deathbed, and when they walk out that door, they're dead. So they're giving it all today. It's like,
what kind of conferences are you going to?
It's not a lot. It's not everyone there, but to me, those are the ones that I've literally sat in presentations where I've gotten up and I've decided, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and just exit out of this one. This one isn't for me. Not because the topic wasn't something I wanted to know, but the presenter, it was like they just snorted a line of Coke before they came in. Like, dude, calm down.
No, I've never dealt with that.
Well, it's theatrics, right? It's
well, apparently they were not pausing. They were not a thespian in high school, apparently, because they weren't taught the right tools.
What about this one? This is the one that we all have dealt with. I have a question in the middle of them talking. I have a question, and you're like, God, what's this person going to ask? And it's a long freaking question, and they won't let it go.
Or it's a question that was already answered. If you would have just been, if you would have took a picture of that slide, ma'am, you'd have the answer.
But then my next problem that I have with that is that they're the same ones that keep asking more questions when all of us are going, she's got 3 slides left. We've been here for 30 minutes. Shut up. Just shut up.
But
I need you to stop. Ask privately, damn it.
The liability to me falls on that presenter, because that presenter should have enough common sense to say, you know what? I appreciate the questions. We're going to pause those questions till the end, and then y'all can come up to me one-on-one independently, and I'll be more happy to answer them. If that presenter allows that participant to do that, shame on that presenter.
And I would be that presenter, and I would take it, and right when it ended, I would about face right out the door. Sorry, you're not going to ask me.
Shame on you, Dr. Green. I'm just going to give you an advance. Shame on you from all the people that were in that meeting with you in the future.
No, I really, though, I do say when I do presentations like that, I say, please hold all of your questions until the end, and then we can go through those one by one, because I may answer your questions as I go through these slides, and then be like, oh, yeah, okay. And then by the time I get done, I've already answered all your questions. So guess how many questions you're going to have? 0.
You know what? I'd put that vendor next to my door that has all the pens and notebooks that no one wants, and I'd make them give it to everyone coming in. And I'd say, if you have a question, I want y'all to write it down in your book. Everyone that came in should have got one from so and so vendor.
And if you're thirsty, there's a cup too. It's a Yeti mug.
No, I'd put them away because I'm like, I don't need people stepping out every 5 minutes to go pee in my meeting.
No, you give them. Oh, and here's the new alcohol vendor. Take the cup, go to the alcohol vendor, come into my room, and let's talk about this presentation.
Look, here's another personality. The person with no self-awareness. And let me explain what I mean by that. You're in the middle of a massive meeting. Everyone's facing the same direction. They have to get up. And instead of getting up and walking down the aisle to the back, they go around the front and walk in front of everybody. Or they're leaving the room and they open the door and slam it on the way out because they didn't want to hold it while it closed gently. Or the one that's sitting in the middle of a meeting and opens up the only damn bag of logo chips that whatever that vendor decided to bring those. And it was made of the best styrofoam in the world, or the aluminum, and they're just it's like, dude, we're trying to listen over here. No self-awareness, no respect. To me, I feel like there's at least a dozen of those. Like 12 out of 100 people that attend the meeting fall in that category.
Yes, for sure. And they also answer their phones in the middle of the presentation on their halfway out.
And they think whispering works. Hello. Literally, I had someone do that to me one time. I was like, I can hear you.
Ma'am, we are in typically a hotel ballroom of some sorts.
Yes.
And that stuff echoes.
Well,
it echoes.
And they pick up the phone.
Or
it's like
their phone's ringing and for some reason they can't find it.
Oh, those. Oh man. Those. Oh. That is a huge pet peeve. It's kind of, and I already talked about church, but it's kind of like you're in church and the preacher's preaching, and all you hear is bum, 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 bum.
You know what?
And they can never find it, so it just keeps going.
The best presenters that I love the most are the ones who stop talking to wait.
Yes.
I don't like the presenters that keep talking to pretend like it's not happening. I want that presenter that's going to make it known. Just stop and look dead in the direction of the sound.
Yeah. Whenever you're ready.
Yeah.
Whenever you're done with your phone call.
Hold on. There's an old one. Hold on. This one gets me, and this is how I know your age. There is a hold on here. If your phone
piano, don't give me the piano, man.
No, where is the like? There's
the Nokia ring. The Nokia ring.
Yeah, it was piano, right?
Or no, the 90s rotary phone ring.
The one that's it.
Oh, that one, yes.
Yes.
I know how old you are based that comes on, and I go, that guy is like 90 years old. He can't find his phone. He's looking. He doesn't know how to silence it. Oh.
Or Canon or for release.
One of those really old ringtones. I had one time. We're in a meeting, and it's like, ring, ring. Becky's calling. Don't pick up. Becky's calling. Don't pick up. And I'm like, is that really your ringtone for them? I hope they know that.
Damn it, Becky.
Like, what? It was their name. I don't remember the name, but it's like, those old school ringtones that we had back in our day where it was like, it's so-and-so, don't pick up.
I you bring that up, and I know somebody has not said this in ages. Ringback tones.
Oh, I miss ringback tones.
I do.
And then you had
fun.
And only if your parents had money or you had a job, you could afford them.
Right. Would you play the music?
I didn't have money. I just had a job.
Like, because it was like, what was it? It was like $1.99 a month or $2.99. Yeah.
And you had these people these were the rich ones, the ones who changed it every single day to a different version. So you had to
pay for each one.
Time of Our Lives was the first one, and then Black Parade was the second one. That was a Tuesday, and like, it just went on, and I'm like, dang, like you just got like that's $10 right there.
You know what I've always wanted to do, but I will never have the courage to do it. Is I want to mix HR with the 80s and 90s. I want to be like, thank you for calling Jake at HR. How can I help you? Hello, are you there? No, I'm just kidding. You got my voicemail. Leave me a message.
We gotta totally do that. You gotta totally do that.
Could you imagine calling HR and you're like, hello? Can you hear me? It's a voicemail.
See, that's when you get creative. And I would do something similar to what you said, except the voicemail would be a different one every day. Oh my God. And it would be like, thanks for calling HR. I'm just in the middle of doing an investigation. Blah, blah, blah. Next day, thank you for calling HR. I just saw someone get ran over, so now we're dealing with the complex issue of workers' comp. Next day, someone was doing drugs in the bathroom, so now I'm having to write them up and give them a case of fires.
No. Thank you for calling HR. You have been named as a accused in an investigation. We will reach back out to you in 3 to 5 business days to collect your statement. Please remember
Oh my God. You know,
oh my God.
Just to add to something funny that I heard, there was this speaker who was, on YouTube and stuff. Like, it'd be very fun is, add like add a little flair of personality to your voicemail. Like, say, I'm not here right now. Leave me a message and what your favorite movie was. Like, who is like, why do I want to know this shit? Like, I don't want to know what your favorite movie is. Leave a message and let me know. What did you have for breakfast this morning? I'd like to hear it. Like, no, I'm not doing that.
That is so cringe.
But somebody was selling that as like a personality tool of how you connect with people.
That alone is an HR complaint.
Like, yeah. I don't want you to know that my favorite movie is High School Musical, and I had Frosted Flakes.
And then not just that, but then they're going to start claiming that they don't feel the open door policy is there because then if I call you, I have to give you this personal information.
Oh, okay, now you're just taking it. Shut up.
I'm taking it literally.
Yes, yes.
But it's cringe.
It is cringe. It is absolutely.
And then you're gonna have those really you're gonna have that one person that's like, tell me what color your underwear are today.
Yeah, exactly. Go way over. Well, before we get to the last topic and close up shop, Dr. Green, since you said High School Musical, they are selling Troy Bolton High School Musical shirts at $5.
Wait,
just let you know.
The old Troy Bolton or the new one that looks like he's had way too much cosmetic surgery?
No, the old Troy Bolton shirts are on sale.
Because the old one looks like a transformer from the new one. Or
for sure.
The new one looks like a transformer.
That would be Megan Fox. What are you talking about? Oh, sorry.
You obviously haven't seen Zac Efron recently.
Yeah. I have not.
Google him and send me a text tonight.
But for all the listeners, my favorite movie is not that. Okay.
Oh,
my favorite movie is a completely different one.
Oh, well,
in the pantheons of movies, of trilogies, there is the Godfather trilogy and the High School Musical trilogy right after. Just saying.
Okay. All right.
I'm a Charmed fan. I loved Charmed.
Oh, Holly hated Charmed.
I'm obsessed with Charmed.
But I love it. Now, the new one I have not watched or even dealt with.
It's not terrible, but nothing beats the original. And I think that goes for
so good.
Every movie, nothing beats the original, in my opinion.
Of course. All right. So, go ahead.
Oh, no, you're good. I was just thinking about all the movies, and I'm a big Disney nut when it comes to watching Disney movies and stuff. But I wasn't too deep into High School Musical. I think I was more into the cartoon versions, things like I liked Aladdin and I loved the Aladdin movies. They still all had something cool with it. But I think that's where, Disney and Marvel, they do a good job. And so I can't give a favorite, but I do have the original Disney's. Now, Snow White, no, sorry, I'm just not a fan of it. Like, it's just
you should watch the new one.
I have heard it was bad, so I didn't
watch that one. And then actually, when you're mad at yourself and you want to punish yourself, watch it and then watch Wicked.
Yeah, exactly. Wicked's amazing.
Sorry, go ahead, Big Llama.
All right, so let's wrap it up with on conferences. Obviously, food is served usually at a conference, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then there's the occasional after party or like happy hour, cocktail hour. So question obviously is, what is for you, right, an acceptable offering for breakfast, lunches, or dinners for said conferences? And then on the after party, do you go? Do you drink? What's your routine?
Yes and yes. I would go to the after party because usually the after party has free booze, but that's just because it's free. Now, if you don't be drinking this Taka vodka, okay? I don't bring that. Or what is it? What's the one that's the low version vodka?
The potato vodka?
Just like the bad brand. Everybody has this is the lowest, cheapest brand that,
is it Beefeater or no Smirnoff? I'm just trying to think. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Lower than Smirnoff, but you get my point. Like, if you're bringing that to the after party and that's what you paid for to give out to your people, no. And the other thing I have a problem with is do not bring me to a conference or it's so nice, it's great, and then you give me powdered eggs. I know the difference. I was in the Army, damn it. I know what powdered eggs taste like. But come with things like omelets, like an omelet station. Like that's the way to go. And then a fruit station, I think that's kind of like a good thing. And attentive person that's going to put it on your plate. I don't want to serve myself. I know it sounds bougie, but I don't want to serve myself. When you're making me an omelet, shoot, you might as well go ahead and give me my sausage, my bacon, and go ahead and give me some fruit over here. Do all the work, man.
You want the works for breakfast?
I want the work for breakfast.
Well, apparently he's paying a lot of money to go to these conferences because,
yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I think eggs not powdered eggs, but regular standard eggs, bacon, bagels, cream cheese, some fruit. I think a little buffet style breakfast is good. Yogurt, dry cereal. I don't want to compare it to a Holiday Inn breakfast, but I've been to some really good Holiday Inns that have a nice buffet style breakfast like that, and it takes care of all the needs, and we're good with that. And then for lunch, me personally, I'm weird. I like salad, but a lot of times they'll do just sandwiches, and then that's it. It's no, give me salad, sandwich, some chips, some fruit. Give me a little bit of a variety of kind of like a buffet style again, where I can choose. And then when you give me a sandwich, please give me something better than what I can make at home with a loaf of bread and some bologna. Don't give me that. And for dinner, I think because lunch is, to me, at these huge conferences, lunch is always cold, dinner is always hot. Dinner needs to be something that's pasta style or lasagna or chicken and rice, something because realistically, I'm thinking realistically here, you got to think about the head count and the number of people and then the cost. So I've had a lot of those
HR though. You're thinking like it.
But no, I some of this food I've actually liked very much. I've had some really good conference style foods like this that were hosted and provided by the hotels themselves. They're pretty good.
I don't know. Just always steak. I think people should think further than just chicken or fish. I think you should think further. Chicken fried steak, chicken fried chicken. Get a little fat boy love in there because I'd be down for that.
If you want me to give you my Christmas list, let's throw some Ruth Chris in there for dinner.
Yeah, exactly.
Who cares if it's $200 a head? Dr. Green, look, some of us do not have PhDs and are not married to basically doctors. Okay, some of us we have to budget. Okay, and then we got kids. We have multiple kids because the more you have, the more expensive they are. So
look, that tax refund is not existing over here, buddy.
But here, I'll say this: to me, the food selection depends on the expectation of that meal. So, for example, breakfast, you guys hit on the head. Pastries, bagels. If they have some eggs and some things, some fruit, that's all pretty much the standard. For me, if you're going to make me sit down to have lunch with you as at a conference, it's got to be stepped up. Like you got to give me some, you got to give me something worthwhile to sit down and have a sit down, lunch or dinner meal. If it's like you have an hour for lunch and they give you something, I'll take a brown bag sandwich. I'll take, some chips and what I'm saying is I'm not expected to interact at that point. I'm not expected to sit down and I can take mine and go upstairs and go to the pool lounge, whatever. I can just go relax for an hour. I'm a little bit more liberal with that. I'll just say, yeah, if you got a sandwich for me, that's great. Thank you. I'll take my choices and I walk out of there. I can choose to eat it or I can choose to save it for later, whatever. But that's me. But if you're telling me we're going to have a sit down, I expect the food to be a little bit higher caliber. So something more in line with like a reception at a wedding or some shit like that, like something like that. If you're going to say we're having dinner, here's, everyone's joining us for dinner, meet in ballroom, whatever. Got it. Have something nice. But as far as the after party, I'm not an after party guy. And here's the one thing. If it was you guys, if it was, the Just Four Friends meeting up at a conference, I'd go and I'd throw it down because I'd have some friends there. But typically people don't know how to control their liquor. And so when there's drink tickets involved and an open bar, and I don't like being part of that because it gets ugly and I don't want to be a part of that ugly. So I have my 2 drinks and I walk away.
I got a question because we've all attended, and I'm sure we've all gone to some after parties. Is it just me? Or is some of those conference after parties about as worse as Plenty of Fish?
Are you talking about pulling some P. Diddy's?
No, I mean, like, some people treat those conferences like...
Oh, like it's their dating, like it's their like speed dating or something.
Yeah. I was, trying to dance around it, but they get very, very friendly.
Friendly, yes. I have... the most recent one I went to, they had nice tables where you sit and you would what they called mingle. This isn't Christian mingles.
Like tingle mingle? Tingle to mingle?
But like Plenty of Fish or something like that, I've never had to really deal with that. And this conference was in Las Vegas, so it was really funny. But no, I do know that people get wilder, and you get the one who's like the shy HR generalist that's in the back. It's just like quiet, talks to nobody.
Why are you making it so sexual?
No. Hold on. Doesn't talk to anybody. And then, boom, 3 drinks in, they're like, woo, on the table.
A couple of Tito's later.
That's it. Tito's. Tito's was the bad vodka.
That's tequila, I think.
Whatever.
Whatever. No, but I think some people, I don't know. It's they love to socialize, and I would say it's 2 types of people. Like there's the married, duddies, like me. I'm just like, I'm bored. I'm gonna have a drink. I'm going back. But then there are some single people, right? And they're in their single ways, and they're treating it like a hookup sometimes. But it just depends. Like if a lot of people in the conference, you might party a little bit harder. Like I said, if you guys were there at this conference, I totally would be like, let's throw it down, let's have some drinks, let's enjoy ourselves. Because I have friends that I'd want to hang out with.
Right. Which if anybody wants to sponsor us to go to a conference together, just
absolutely,
or friends, we would be glad to take that.
We would love to go to the Sherms 2026. They've already announced the release date.
He's a fan of Sherm. I'm going to be honest. I'm just not, because me and Sherm don't align very well, but that's okay.
But if it was paid for, you'd go.
But if it was paid for, you absolutely think that I'd be like, Sherm, you're killing it. Yeah, good stuff. But I believe in PHR, so that's the only reason why. So it's not that I like it. I'm a PHR kind of guy.
Look, Sherm, PHR, the United Institute of HR, whatever your thing is, pay us. We will be there, and we'll have a good time.
We'll even do a podcast while we're there and cover it.
Yes. And we'll cover the conference and talk about how this was like a dating hookup place.
Yeah. We're
being paid to go, or they're sponsoring us. We don't cover the laundry on the things that are sponsored.
That's true. We're going to cover actual topics.
Yeah. But then you're going to see Big Llama. It's going to come out that Big Llama was out there the other night, and he was the one up on the conference room table with the Tito's and the happy.
I'll walk out with the bottle of Tito's in hand. That's how we'll just set the stage for how this conference is going to go. No, I'm just kidding.
But make sure it's in Orlando, because I would like to definitely go to Disney World again. I'm just saying.
Got it. All right, so let's wrap it up. Let's go around the horn real quick. This was a fun episode, just kind of talking about the HR conferences, the different people, the swag, the food, the Stanleys, everything. So we'll start with Jake from HR. Any final thoughts before we wrap up tonight's episode?
So my final thought will be on a serious note, which is why we did cover a lot of different types of engagements and personalities that you would face at conferences. They have their benefit. They are very good things to attend as far as helping your company develop, help you develop, make connections. So if you've only gone to a few or you haven't gone to any, definitely continue to put those on your radar. To me, conferences, especially at lower levels, are not something that are handed to you. You have to make it happen for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely participate in as many as you can, because while they can get wild, like every good family, there's parts of it you don't like, but they're beneficial.
Excellent point. Dr. Green, what are your thoughts as we close?
My thoughts is that make sure you're going to the right conference, the conference that aligns with what your needs are. And yes, there are some that just have like an all-in kind of theme, but it's not always about the vendors. It's not always about even your organization. It's about, what are you going to take away from that? Are you going to take away something good? Like, I will always remember this psychologist that was talking about, how we handle HR situations and stuff like that. And it just kind of stuck with me, but I learned something from it. It wasn't just let me go here and go speak to this vendor where they can get my company's money and blah, blah, blah. It's go somewhere where you feel like it's going to give you benefit and grow you as an HR individual. And so as we see, Jake will be growing from all them SHRM conferences that he's going to be going to.
Let's go. We're going to get booked.
Hate the game, not the player.
I think for my parting shot, I'll say that it goes in line to, like, go to the right conferences, go to the ones that will benefit you. Sometimes it's a budget thing. Sometimes a budget restraint. You can't go to certain conferences, but there are really good ones that are out there. But make sure it's focused on the things that you need to develop. And the one thing I will say, just being, is because we're always kind of very honest and sincere towards the end of this. Mm-hmm. I'm not a fan of conferences, to be honest. Like, I'm not a big fan of them. I don't like necessarily going to them, but I find there is value. There is value to being there. I think a lot of it is my social anxiety. I don't like being in these big giant rooms with people I don't know, and then they have those forced discussions of, tell me about yourself, how you doing, that type. I don't like that part of it. But once you're there and you're learning and you're picking up information, that's the benefit of it. So it is beneficial. If you have social anxiety like I do, then it's hard. It's hard to go to these things. But trust me, you will get something out of it, and you get whatever you put into it. So definitely stay off your goddamn emails, and stop working and, like, focus on your stuff, because it's easy to get wrapped up in what's going on back in the office, and you're not focused on the speaker who might be presenting some really, really good information. I'm guilty of it at several conferences I've gone to, and this one I made a conscious effort to leave the computer upstairs so that I didn't get tempted with checking my emails, even though I did check once in a while on my phone. I did get a lot out of it. I got some really good information, and I'm bringing it back to the office. So I'll that's what I'll say for mine. What's that?
How did you take notes? You didn't have your laptop there like everybody else taking pictures.
Oh, I went old school, pen and paper. I had it with me.
He was the only one carrying around a tree with him.
It's true. Very true.
Shame on you for carrying around a tree. Not good for
All right. I don't like trees. Or cats. All right. So Jake from HR, take us home, sir.
All right. We appreciate everyone joining our meeting today. And as a reminder, we always say this with much love. Until we call you into the office next time, have an amazing night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Well, that's another episode of the Four Friends Trying to Figure Out HR. We didn't solve anything, but hey, at least we tried.
And by tried, we mean we laughed, we overshared, and we probably violated some HR guidelines ourselves.
But remember, this podcast is for entertainment purposes only. Don't take our advice. Seriously, don't.
And if your HR manager asks, you've never heard of us or this podcast.
Thanks for listening. Like, subscribe, and join us the next time as we keep trying to figure out HR and fail spectacularly.
Now, go be productive, or at least pretend to be.
And tell your boss that I said hi.
Tell your mom I said hello.
Tell your daddy I said hey.
And remember, hate has no home here.
Thanks for listening. We'll be back next week again for a fresh round.